I have another question here from Andrew Bing. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, I just love your surname. Hi Cameron, I'm curious to know your opinion on a question that I've been pondering for a while. Is it better to attempt to master one style of guitar playing, or is the preferred option to have a more general level of ability in covering wealth of different types of music on guitar? Well, as awkward as this answer is, I'd say both. Take your favourite style, I'm just saying this for argument's sake, say your favourite style's, I don't know, rock, just general rock music. Master that to the point where you feel you have mastered it, and then once you're there, delve into other styles to add flavours to your playing. So if you take your, the way I love this idea, it's an analogy I've heard Eddie Van Halen use. All of you, a different bunch of musical styles in your own playing, if you mix them together it makes a soup. So say if you had a rock flavoured soup, bear the thought of that for a minute, take your main flavour, which is rock, all the other ingredients you bring in, you could bring in a bit of jazz with terms of chords, you could bring in some nice sort of ethnic scales from, I don't know, Japan or India or wherever. You could add some sort of cultural twists to it, like Steve Vai has done. You could take a few little ideas from pop and maybe some simple sort of melodies. Combine all these genres together and it all mixes together and stirs into a great sort of soup of music. It's like a melting pot of creativity. If you can master your own style. So master the style that's your favourite and delve into others when you want to spice up your playing and make it more exciting. That's my biggest tip. We have another question here from Jesus Hard Rock. Back again, are you? You're hungry for answers. Hi bro, hey bro, sorry, can't believe I cocked that up. Hey bro, I'd like to comment me situation as a guitar player and hope that you can give me some advice. Sure thing. During my career as a guitar player, I have been able to master all the basic stuff, but at the moment I feel like I'm facing a wall. Oh man, I've been there. It's called a plateau, my friend, that doesn't let me progress and get to the next level that I'd like to. I'm trying to learn licks and practice them to a metronome, and I'm getting a little better, but I have a problem especially improvising, because I can't build a solid melody and get fluent. I don't know any theory, just two scales. You're in the same boat as me, my friend. What can I do? Thank you. My tip for creating a solid melody, because I'm not the best improviser either, I'll have to confess, but one of my, the big thing when you hit a plateau is don't quit by any means, especially if it's your career. Thing I'd recommend you do is maybe sit on it for maybe a day or two, or keep playing. So, because I've dealt with plateaus a number of ways. I've given up. When I say given up, I don't mean actually quit. I mean left the guitar for perhaps about a day. That's normally as long as it takes for me. Just to leave it a little bit and think, and then come back with a fresher mind, and just let your mind go mad. One thing about making a solid melody, sorry, is thinking about, if you will, think of the expression. So right, I assume if you know two scale shapes, you're operating out of the pentatonic scale. Let's just live there for now, and I'm not going to do it in A again, we've already done that. Let's do it, I don't know, let's do it in D. Right, so one thing to do is think about what tonal options are available to you, and of course there's bending. Right, so what I just did then, unintentionally, was try to create melody, and I didn't even leave the shape. And one thing I've learned to do is think about where your notes are when you bend. So you've got a full tone bend here. You can do 3 semitones. That's quite a common one. One that I like to do is, I don't know what mode this is, could be Dorian or something, is use the E note in the D minor scale. There's a double bend there if you want it. a blues thing here. In there I'm using the B. So the thing to do is when I improvise, I work in the one scale shape for a little bit and use little embellishments like slides. So one thing that I learnt was from Rick Graham. If any of you have watched Rick Graham, I assume you guys know who Rick Graham are, fantastic guitarist. One thing I learnt from him was thinking about vocal lines, and this really had me foxed at first, but think about like a little melody, like da, 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 like and the melody as well comes from sustain. One thing that I've learned is a lot of people think that you've got to be continuously playing to make a melody, but sometimes the melody comes simply from sustaining notes. So you can take, I don't know, I'll try not to make this too boring for you guys, but take this. What you do is you start off slow, and then when you've left, if you will, like a melodic hole over the backdrop that you're playing over, is then fill it in with a trick, because it's all about laying down the solid ground, which is your melody, with some sustained notes and bending. And then throw in if you feel you've got people's attention with your melody, is throw in a little trick like take, I don't know, this is, I'm not going to teach you this, but and then it brings you back into the melody again. Then you can slide in and out of your different scale shapes. Sorry, I've been waffling on a bit there, but it's about the sustain and working in and out of your half bends. I really hope that's helped, because I'm just telling you how I've approached, because obviously everyone's approach is different, and I just hope that that gave you a good idea with how my improvising approach has built up over time. Right, I've had another question here from Dan O'Flaherty. Great name as well. Where are all these great names coming from? Fantastic. He asked me, what is your least favourite brand of guitar? And this comment was not on the bottom of the video. He put it there initially, but I assume you've deleted it, but you're not getting away from me that easily, because it's a great question. To begin with, what I'm about to say about guitar brands, it's just my opinion. It doesn't mean anything. I'm just a kid on the internet at the end of the day. But my least favourite brand of guitar is probably Dean or BC Rich, one or the other, because they are just not me at all. And I'm not criticising people who use them. Some great players use BC Rich and Dean, but they're just not me at all. I've picked up a few Deans and thought they look nice. Well, sorry, not they look nice. They feel nice, or maybe sound nice, but I just don't like maybe the look. I'm not really attracted to pointy guitars at all. And also BC Rich. I think one thing that it took me 2 guitars to be completely put off BC Rich. I played a little while, when I say a little while ago, probably a good 4 years ago, was I played a BC Rich Warlock. I can't remember precisely. I don't know anything about it really, but I do remember not liking that guitar. I couldn't sit with it. I felt a complete idiot holding it and everything. But I'll not say any more about that before I start to offend people. And also there was another one, fully enough, I played a BC Rich in Affleck's Palace in Manchester, and the fingerboard, the fingerboard was painted. I don't know if any of you have ever seen a guitar like this. It was completely fluorescent orange, and literally the whole thing was painted. Literally the whole guitar and everything, and the fretboard was like you don't take I don't know, the guitars behind me, like the gloss finish of a paint job. The fingerboard was painted and it felt bloody terrible. I don't know what the idea was, but no, by no means, it was a cool colour, fluorescent orange, but it just did not feel great at all, or sound nice. And it's just, those two guitars from both companies have just put me off altogether. Cheers for your question, Dan. You don't need to delete your comments in future. I promise you I'm not going to take people's heads off, but I'm sorry if that offended anybody. It's just my opinion at the end of the day. It doesn't mean anything. Right, we have another question here from Wolfpack. Hey man, first of all, a live stream would be great. Awesome. I will work on a live stream, guys. I'm yet to perfect how to do it precisely. My question is, when you play and improvise in your videos, to me it always has a kind of hair metal sound to it. Really? But I never really thought of it that way. I know you're a big fan of Steel Panther and Satchel's work. Oh yes I am, although I haven't listened to him for a while. They are great. Are there any scales you use, or can you recommend to get this sound? Thanks, keep up the good work. Well, I'll start off straight away saying the sound is in my fingers. I didn't go out of my way to think I have to sound like Satchel, or I have to sound like Gus G, or Zakk Wylde, or Eddie Van Halen, or anyone like that. I just picked up the guitar and learned to play what they play in my own way. I didn't think, oh, I've got to pick downwards, I've got to pick every note, or use this scale. But I'll show you what scales I used. Sorry, there's quite a few things happening at the moment. What you can't see is that there are 4 dogs in here. There's 2 beagles, a spaniel, and a retriever all in one room, and they're all around me. Anyway, so you wanted to know about scales. I don't know many scales at all, and I'll just take you through the main ones that I know, and you'll probably hear quite a few familiarities here. Dead obvious, that one. So basically I know my sort of 1st and 5th pentatonic shapes pretty well, and also another one that I like to use is I think that was the major scale. I'm not entirely sure. I really don't know any theory whatsoever. But one thing I like to do to get my sound is I work out of my octaves. That's my network, if you will, to getting around the fretboard. So take a look like this. So that's quite a bit of a Steve Vai-ism there. I do that all the time. But I just work in and out of my octaves, so you can take, I don't know, take a scale like this. The actual position for that, I just jump octaves at the end to add character for my own sound. But the actual position is this. Sorry. There's another scale I use as well. That's the harmonic minor. A few diminished ones here. And of course the menacing chromatic scale. I actually buggered that up, would you believe it? There we go. It's basically about working. I work in and out of my octaves, and it's all about bending. If you sorry, it's a bit not very clear. This I've never been really asked this before, but I work out of a network of bending, half bends, my octaves, a few little arpeggio. I think, what do you call these? Musical theory people, correct me here. That's an arpeggio, but triads? I don't know, but I'll work out of those too, so... So it's basically, I use 2 of them then. Sliding as well as another one. See, I can go on there forever, but basically I recommend working in and out of your octaves. And I barely know any theory. I think that's one reason why I have developed a creative style. I feel it's creative. I'm not the one to judge. But I feel it is, it's all down to knowing what you feel is comfortable. And everyone has their own perception of the fretboard, so you can't try and be someone else. As hard as it is, well, as hard as you might try to be someone else, it's not going to happen. But those are the scales I'd recommend you use to get the sound. Just work out of the ones that you're familiar with, and the pentatonic one is a no-brainer. Milk everything out of it. Here's for your question. Thanks very much for watching this video, you guys. I hope you've liked what you've seen. I do hope that I answered your questions as well as to the way you expected. If you feel I have missed anything, please make sure to comment again below, because I will type back a response to you if you feel there's something I've missed. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you again in the next one. See you soon.